What is up, folks? Finbar here. I'm at Lazy Acres in Mission Hills. I've been here for 3 years. I've been in the natural food industry for 30 years. I am a personal trainer and I have a degree in nutrition. So I'm really excited this month. This month is Men's Health Month. We're going to be talking about men's wellness insights. And what I want to talk to you specifically about today are protein powders. It could get very, very overwhelming. What protein powder do I want? And why should I even take a protein powder, right? If I'm eating right, why do I need that? Well, I'm going to talk to you about that today. So the first thing is achieving your goals, right? If you're working out with weights and working out, trying to get that lean body mass, how do I do that? It has been proven over and over again for many years in many studies that taking a protein powder after your workout has a dramatic effect, other than even based on comparing it to just taking water or just taking hydration drinks after your workout. Maybe up 50% or more higher gains in muscle mass from taking a protein powder after your workout. So it's been proven over and over again. It's a really great idea to do that. I'll tell you a personal story for myself. I was actually reaching a plateau in my workouts. That means that you sort of are hitting a brick wall, right? And I'm a nutritionist. I was like, what's going on, man? I'm like eating perfectly clean, I was working out like a beast. But after doing my research, I realized I was not eating enough protein, and I also wasn't eating it at the right time, right? So what I started doing was I started introducing protein shakes after my workout, like 30 minutes actually within after the workout, kind of like right after your workout. It was a dramatic difference, right? I started gaining lean muscle mass. I mean, it was just so much better, absolutely fantastic. And it's really a great thing for everybody to start doing, introduce the protein powder. So the other thing is, as we're talking about men's health right now, as we get older as men, there's something called human growth hormone, or HGH. We produce less of it. That's why younger men are able to bulk up and to get that lean body mass and get rid of the fat, right? So much easier. It's one of the reasons, right? So we're at a little bit of a disadvantage as our human growth hormone, HGH, goes down. So we need to do stuff to be able to make up for that. Another thing is many men have what we call the famine gene, right? Or the starvation gene. That's this like pesky gene that we have inside of us that is very extremely efficient at storing extra calories as fat. Right? So you might notice, if I store this fat, and there's even another gene on top of that, double whammy, that makes it harder to break down that fat. So once you get that fat on you, it's even harder to break it down. These are genetic things that a lot of men have sort of going against us, but that's okay. It's all right. It's in times of famine, you'll be fantastic because you'll be able to put on a lot of calories as fat and be able to draw off that. But when it's not famine time, it's kind of a bummer. But don't worry about it. You can do a lot of things to basically eradicate those disadvantages with these advantages, right? So the idea is there's so much protein out there. It's very overwhelming. You might think like, well, oh my God, I go into the store and there's all these protein powders. Which one? I'm going to totally break it down really easy for you in different categories. You might be saying, well, what if I'm keto? What if I'm vegan, right? Can I even have a protein powder if I'm vegan? What am I going to do about that? Well, let me break it down into some easy steps for you, right? It's all based on your dietary preferences. This is very simple, right? You've probably heard a lot about whey protein powder. It's basically like everybody who works out seems like they whey protein powder. Why is that? Why is whey protein so popular? First of all, whey protein is very highly studied. It's probably the most highly studied protein for actually getting lean muscle mass onto your body after a workout, right? Whey protein has been shown over and over again to do this, okay? Whey protein is also a complete protein. You might have heard this before. What is a complete protein? Well, the body makes proteins out of amino acids, right? It's very similar to how, if you think about the alphabet is made up of letters and words are made up of those letters, right? Amino acids are what protein is made up of. So you put the amino acids together and you get the protein that we eat, and also protein on our bodies, right? So a complete protein has all of what's called the essential amino acids in it. In all, there's 20 amino acids. 9 of these amino acids are what we call essential amino acids, meaning the body cannot make those. We have to take them through our diet. So whey protein is thought of as a very good protein because it's complete. It has all the essential amino acids that you need. It's a complete protein. It's another reason why it's great. Another reason is it's high in branched chain amino acids. Branched chain amino acids are three amino acids, isoleucine, leucine, and valine. Leucine, one of those, happens to be very good at kind of switching the body into a state where it builds protein, right? So you want to get a lot of leucine in your protein and whey protein has that. So it's fantastic under all accounts. It's also very easy for most folks, to digest. It digests very easily and completely. Unfortunately, I'm not one of those people. I can't digest whey protein very well. So you might say like, well, why, whey protein sounds great. Why would I not want to use whey protein? You may be like me and you can't digest it very well. Also, whey protein, what it is it's actually from milk. If you take milk and you curdle the milk, what you get are curds, which is cheese, and this liquid left over is called whey, and that's very high in protein, and that's what we use. So many people don't want to use animal products. If you're vegan, for instance, right, or for whatever reason, you might not want an animal product, you might not want to do the whey. If you have existing gut problems, it might be very difficult for you to ingest animal products like dairy products, so you want to do the whey. So what is an alternative to whey? We have something called plant proteins now. By the way, I'll show you one of my favorite whey proteins at Lazy Acres. It's very simple. Right here, it's just basic whey protein. We have this in a couple of different flavors. It's really inexpensive. It's really easy. If you're someone who could do whey protein, it's a complete protein, has branched chain aminos. It's really going to help you out a lot when you do your workout. So that's a great one right there. I was going to say, if you can't do whey like myself, we now have plant proteins that you can do, vegan proteins in powder that you can actually use instead of the whey protein. When these first came out, they only used one type of plant protein in them, right? Like rice protein or only hemp protein or something like that. Now, these are not complete proteins, so people bash them and they said, well, it's not as good as whey, it's not a complete protein, right? But nowadays, the new products don't listen to that anymore, because what they do is they combine different plants that have different amino acid profiles to make it more complete of a protein. So something like this product, which I absolutely love, I take this all the time. It's from a company called MRM, which is a great company. The Veggie Elite Protein is fantastic. And they actually designed this from different plants to have an amino acid profile very similar to whey. They did this on purpose so that you could be a vegan, vegetarian, you don't want to have an animal product, you can't digest whey, whatever it is, this is going to be for you. It's fantastic. I love it. I do it myself, and it's helped me out a lot. So vegetarian, vegan protein powders can be really fantastic. There's something else I want to tell you about, because there are some people that a lot of people have digestive problems, right? A lot of people can't even do the vegetarian protein powders, even the new ones, because they get gassy from them. Or you might, if you take a plant protein and you feel bloated or you feel gassy from it, there's new plant proteins out that I'm really proud that we sell here at Lazy, that are actually fermented. So they thought about this. Even people who can't digest whey and they can't digest the veggie proteins, you can usually digest this. This is actually, there's several of them out. This is my favorite one. This is whole earthen sea, and this is a fermented vegan plant protein. It tastes great, and it's actually, their fermentation kind of pre-digests it. So it's very easy to take in without the bloating and without the crappy feeling you might get from taking in some veggie proteins. The last one I'll tell you about is a bit of a craze right now because of the collagen craze. This is called bone broth protein. And Lazy Acres has bone broth protein in different flavors. It's awesome. I have used this bone broth protein so many times after my workouts, and it's absolutely fantastic. Now, you might hear that, as we spoke of before about the whole complete protein business, bone broth protein, where you get most of the protein from, is from something called collagen, which collagen is really fantastic for you to take in. It's good for your joints. You might have heard of collagen. Everyone's talking about it. It's good for your joints. It's good for your ligaments, tendons. It's good for your skin. It's basically an anti-aging, it's a really fantastic for inflammation, all different types of things. It's in here where we get most of our protein from the bone broth protein, but again, it's not a complete protein. It doesn't have all those amino acids, right? Now, can you take in something like that that's not a complete protein and still build lean muscles? Absolutely, right? It basically goes like this. The studies have shown, if you look at the studies, and everybody's different, mind you, but generally, if you look at the totality of the studies, whey protein allows a 50% or higher sometimes increase in muscle synthesis, what we call, so gaining lean muscle mass, right? Which is really great. Plant proteins, maybe a little bit less than that, especially if you get the new fantastic ones where they combine the plant proteins. Maybe you'll get a little bit less, but hardly even noticeable probably. And then With the collagen proteins, it might be possibly even a little bit less than that. But I'll give you a really cool trick. If you do want to do the bone broth proteins and you want to make it a more complete protein, you can add egg whites to it. And I suggest don't use your own egg whites at home, right? Eggs could have bacteria in them, and there's different problems with something called the adovin. There's something in egg whites that makes you not be able to ingest biotin, and it also, there's different problems with it. Just get pasteurized egg whites, right? We sell it here at Lazy. It's fantastic. It comes in a carton, and you can add that to your, and don't think it's gross because you won't even taste it, add that to your bone broth protein, and egg whites are a complete protein. So there you go. You got the best of all worlds. You got the bone broth protein with the collagen, add the egg whites to that. Absolutely fantastic. And that's pretty much it, but I will give you a couple more bonuses for that. We talked about the products that you can use, but you might say, like I said, well, what if I want a complete protein? Just think about adding other things into your protein shake that can give you what you want. Let's say if you want more fiber because you want to lower your cholesterol, add some oatmeal into your shake. It's really fantastic. You add the oatmeal in that, blend it up. You don't even taste it. It makes a really good shake, and you'll get the extra fiber. You might say, well, what if I'm keto, right? I want there to be a lot of fat in my shake. Add peanut butter. You can always adjust these things to your own liking, to your own dietary preferences, and you got it. So that's about it. Again, my name's Finbar. I want you folks to definitely tune in. We're going to be giving a lot more wellness insights throughout the month of June for men's health.